Hello, everybody, and welcome to Warhammer Fantasy Session 4 Sigmar! If you hear the buzzing in the background of the microphone, that's because I have a fan on, because it's very warm where I live, even though it normally is not this warm at this time. I live in New York. Um, so, who wants to recap?
Um, did I do it last time?
Yes, you did.
Toggle
Someone
did
else
it
go.
last time.
Oh, Toggle did it last time, you're right. Seahawks is going to the Toggle did it.
Damn it. Um. Okay, so I'll do it then.
Okay.
Last session, um, we were still at the camp, kind of getting ready. Hostility's still pretty high about the elf man guy. Uh, then we finally set course towards where Oldenhof just kept going on for a few days. Um, as we were getting close to one of the in between towns, we detected some movement, something tracking us. Uh, uh, as we were getting closer to the town, I think it was Alyssa that deduced that it was Beastman, and then my character agreed, Aubrey. Uh, After that, we got to the town, told the caravan to go faster as we were getting to town. Then we told them, effectively let them go in first, and Aubrey decided to stay back as she got herself ready for the attack, which wasn't as imminent as she thought. Inside, we just went to recruit some people. It was uh, char- uh, what the hell's the Toggle's character's name? I forgot.
Felix something.
Felix, yes.
Felix. Felix went inside, tried to convince people to help the town. Wasn't as successful, but was able to get the uh barman that had a gun, a rifle, I should say, join in. Um, Richard went to go get the noble guards to do something. Wasn't as successful either, as they just generally just didn't care or were too tired to care. From there, uh, Aubrey was informed, in which she politely convinced people to uh, go do things as a real witch hunter. After that, effectively we got enough guards to hold the gate. Even got the lazy guard that was going to get some actual uh, repercussions for not taking an attack, seriously. And then from there, the beastmen came. They sent in fodder first to see to distract us. In which, once the fodder started going back, Aubrey shot him in the back, killing him. And then the next set of beastmen came,
The
and
Ungors.
the Ungors came and started to fight. One guard died because someone decided to run away. Um, then got back in the lines, and from there, we finally, after a tough fight, we got, um, we came out on top, and from there, we decided to go rest for the night. Given that, I think room and board was free
Yes,
because
it
of
was.
saving the town. Um, yeah. From there,
We all got
we got
drunk.
drunk. Yeah, I was getting to that.
Sorry.
Some more than others. One didn't get crunk because he was too hurt. Funny stuff ensued. Richard has some explaining to do or can't remember what the hell he did. And from there, I think we went to a doctor in town, and who was a dwarf. It was a little hostile, but you know, dwarf be like that. And I think we were just like healing up, and then we're done.
Yep.
And that was this session now.
There, all right. Thank you. You gained the automatic success on one thing. As you were standing outside of the doctor's office, a woman rushes right up to Richard, angry, scornful look upon her face. Her hand, both her hands balled up in a fist as she walks with this hostile intent towards you, Richard. What do you do?
Here we.
I'm gonna stand behind Aubrey.
Okay. Aubrey is currently T-posing due to BRB.
Yep. All right.
Do you want to hide behind
Centoio,
Alyssa or Dietrich?
Centoio, you're muted.
Oops. Dietrich is just super invested in this. He's like, "Oh, what's what? Is Richard gonna get punched in the face?" He's excitedly watching, like looking in between the lady and Richard. I think you're muted there, Larry.
No, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna take what's gonna happen.
She walks up to you, one hand still in a fist, the other one very strict finger points at you. You lied to me. You told me that after we got married, you would be happy and you would stay here. Now you're ready to set off on some crazy adventure like you told me that you did prior to this. Where are you going?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Clearly, you got married.
Did this happen last night?
Yes, it did. She immediately
I was
holds up her hand. You
fucking-
see the ring on her finger. You look down, you notice how there's a ring on your
me.
finger you didn't notice all night, you didn't notice all morning from your hangover.
I was
Dietrich looks at Richard. You had enough gold to buy rings, but not enough gold to pay for my stitches, asshole.
These were made by my brother.
Oh, that explains. He was always a cheap one.
Interesting time to decide to tie the knot there, Richard. He chuckles a little.
no recollection of anything that happened.
Crosses her arms and looks to Alyssa, looks back to you. What, is that it? You're into elves?
Hang on. Don't ever insinuate that we're together ever again.
Well, I'm sorry. You're just right next to him, so I kind of had to insinuate. So is it the witch hunter then?
Oh no, she can't stand my guts.
Ah, sure, but yet you're running off, not taking care of my 3 kids like you promised.
Deadbeat father.
Dietrich kind of leans over to this lady and goes, "Perhaps you want to find another lawyer to sue him for Money?
No, don't worry. My father's one of the best in Altdorf. He actually teaches the academy.
Wait.
Look at him.
Who, who is your father?
Carl Ritten. And you immediately recognize that
Fucking
name. That
asshole.
was your professor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that
All he
name down
does
for
is
you.
listen to himself to talk. He doesn't actually teach anything.
Maybe if you were listening, you would have learned something.
My
Oh, I
father
learned
is a
plenty.
great man. I moved here to get out of Altdorf. And what happens? You come here, you swoon me away, talk about how you're going to take me back to Altdorf. And now, we're going to go gallivanting across the countryside.
Came here on a mission after the witch hunter dragged me away from Altdorf.
Dragged you away. I'm appalled.
So that what? You just randomly take visits with strangers, get married, then run away. How many people are you married to?
Oh my, how the plot thickens.
I didn't hear
No.
him. Did you guys hear
Yeah.
him?
Hmm?
I can't.
Larry
I
was
didn't
just
hear.
laughing.
No, I said that she was the first.
It's like I cross her arms, look you. Sure, I'm sure I was your first. That's why you
I'm
actually
married.
enjoyed last night, didn't you?
Remember last night?
Oh,
You said
okay.
last time.
I'm just that not important, am I? You know, your new wife.
Incredible. How you were able to have a whole ceremony and everything in a single night.
Because with the attack that happened, I was scared they may come back. And most of the town was awake. So I asked the priest to marry us, because he seemed very enthralled with me when he ran into me outside the bank.
Well, looks like this is yours to deal with however you wish. She looks at Richard with a smirk.
If you think I won't sue you for everything I am, if you run out of me now.
Did we at least sign prenubs?
No, what's a prenup?
Oh.
You said how much you enjoy taking care of pigs. I have an entire pig farm.
Man, I didn't know that being a lawyer was so bad for you, Richard, that you decided to become a farmer. I guess those class action lawsuits didn't work out for you after all.
You said how you could start a law firm here and help people in the smaller parts, but no. You're running gallivanting away with an elf and a witch hunter and whatever he is.
My, oh, good. I
He kind of turns to Aubrey. We could always just leave him here. Looks like he's having so much fun.
I mean, who am I to pull someone away from their wife?
I mean, he's got the ring. I imagine she's got the marriage papers. It's all completely legal.
She unfurls
Hit
the marriage papers. They're like 2 feet long and just has like her signature really well done. Has Richard for the first time. His horrible penmanship just looks like shit.
Yeah, that looks like his.
that's standard affair for a lawyer.
Oh, I know, but it's more shit because you were drunk as fuck.
Uh,
Well, Richard, have fun with your new life. We're leaving now.
could I send you on to Altdorf?
I said I left Altdorf because of the reason I didn't want to live in the city. What I didn't expect was a lawyer to swoon me off my feet in the middle of the night, get married to me, and then try to run gallivanting around with, again, an elf, a witch hunter, and whatever he is.
Great swordsman, to be specific for him.
Ah.
as Aubrey says, great swordsman. Uh, Dietrich just kind of like starts kind of like messing with like the pommel of his great sword, just kind of like looking at like the pommel and just like, oh, it's just not at all, like, just strap it to my back.
We were stopping here on our way to Waldenhof.
But you still got married, Mr. Richard.
Yes, I understand this, Aubrey. Why don't you go over there and pray to Sigmar or something?
Isn't it against Sigmar's rules
Oh.
to run away from your wife, abandon your marriage?
Let me look in the book. She opens it up. The one on her head.
You open up the book, you start looking through. Under the long lines of Sigmar, disavowing one's wife for a cause of war or trouble is acceptable. However, there are terms such as half of the funds you gain must be sent to the wife. If separated, you must pay a referendum in order to suit the marriage of 50% of what you currently possess.
She relays that word for word, and then closes the book with one hand.
Things to
The
do
book
today
doesn't
before,
lie.
Things to do today before we leave. Visit the bank.
Oh, don't worry. I can exchange something with you. I have gold on me. Because unlike you, I don't run from place to place and not practice my craft.
So I have to go to the mayor's to make sure that the man who died today, that his family gets reparations for it.
You also need to make reparations for your wife now.
And that's the reason for going to the bank.
How much do you have on you?
Barely anything.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about you, dear.
Oh, him neither.
Oh, well, I'm taking half of it.
You heard the
You're gonna
lady.
take 3 coppers.
Nope,
Or
brass.
pennies.
3 brass pennies. Then she holds out her hand, collects them, and she goes, "Here's for your troubles." And she drops some. She drops the silver, and she goes, "Now hand me the other 3."
Oh,
And whenever you get change, make sure to mail it back to me.
That's the reason for going to the bank today.
Aubrey starts chuckling to herself. You might as well stay with her. She's actually good for you.
Oh, no. Don't worry about going to the bank. You're too busy. Go ahead, go on your journeys. It's fine.
But
Dear.
this way, I can just go to the bank wherever I'm at.
Oh,
and
no.
send funds on the way.
I want to make this even more hell for you. Don't worry. One of my other cousins work at the bank, and I can tell him not to give anything to you. This is a small town anyways.
It's me about then.
The fucking I was like, I like you, lady.
Oh, thank you. I hope he takes better care of you than he does of me.
Doubtful.
Oh. Well, you know what they say. You can only trust a lawyer as far as you can throw them, and judging by him, you probably can't throw him too far.
Dietrich can probably throw him pretty far.
Well, we're not referring to him. What about the elf? If you think you can throw the lawyer very far.
Well, I don't believe I can. It's not my... I'm not well suited to throwing people, more just killing them.
Ah. Well, I don't want his life to end, but if you can make his life a little bit more miserable while you're on his travels, feel free.
Oh, the misery's already pretty top notch.
Let him...
Shouldn't say anything about our travels, he gets to die. A bullet to the head. From me.
Oh.
Simple as.
Aye, alright, I'll take it. Anyways, you will be safe on your journey. In fact, here you go. I'm gonna give you some of this. And she reaches down to a basket and she hands you all a loaf of bread. Except for Richard. It looked like she had packed, like, numerous loaves, like 3 loaves for Richard, and just said, fuck you, and just give it to the rest of you.
Lovely.
Rip.
Aubrey kind of like takes the bread, like kind of smells like, fresh.
Yep. Married last night. How the hell did I end up back at the bar?
I don't know. You tell me, Richard. I was asleep.
How did you agree to teach Felix how to read, and get married, and propose to the barkeep to buy his business?
And do all the lawyer stuff involved into that.
No. Obviously, I'm more productive when I'm drunk.
I want
Well.
to just make an animated like flashback of everything that happened during that night. Sorry, go ahead, Squishy.
Oh no, nothing.
And Aubrey's like, well, she kind of looks to the one, and you can never say, he didn't do anything other than marry you, right?
I mean, we consummated our marriage as well, but he did throw up and fall
Ah.
asleep in the middle of it, so.
Ah,
And then when I woke, he was gone.
how the
Well.
hell? How? Yeah, there is a Hel, right?
There's an Hell.
Oh, okay, there is hell. Anyways, how the hell did he manage that? Well, Oliver kind of looks at Richard. Man, you did a one-night stand, married the woman, then now you're just going to leave her. Wow, what a wonderful man. She's like, like pretty much just eating this up.
Also, you three make sure to add 1 loaf of bread into your trappings. It's like that big round medieval like bread too.
It's a wheel.
It's a wheel.
Duty to Sigmar calls.
Yes, for me, at least. Andre Dietrich, Alf probably doesn't believe in Sigma. And neither do
What?
you.
Alyssa
That I
shakes
don't
her head.
believe in Sigmar. I just serve another god.
What were you saying, Squishy?
Oh, I was just saying. Alyssa shakes her head. Yeah. No
All
belief.
I heard was Dietrich and Sigmar, and I wasn't following.
Essentially just saying that you follow Sigmar, or
Oh,
it's
yeah.
calling, essentially.
Like a proper man of the Empire, you are a Sigmar enjoyer.
Yeah.
Chad
Exactly.
I
Sigmar
too
enjoyer.
worship the man who became a god.
Me too. That's my job.
40k, the God Emperor, man on throne as a skeleton. Warhammer Fantasy, man kills so many orcs, just becomes God.
I bet you like he got up there, he's like, why the fuck am I up here? I just killed things.
There's no
Kill-
orcs up here.
He killed a bunch of orcs, became emperor, and then just became a god. Just coalesced into it. I don't know.
Sigmar
It's
is
the
a
heaven.
Chad.
There's nothing to kill here.
Sigmar is a Shad. Prove Aubrey wrong.
Yeah. For real, for real.
But yeah, it's like, and then she kind of like, all right, slaps Richard in the back. Let us be off, wife abandoner. It's a new title for you.
I've not abandoned her.
And you just see her in the background just going,
Yes, you are.
just nodding her head with mouthing, yes, you have.
Yeah. Your
So does
camera
this mean
keeps
that you're still
fucking up.
married, or do you have to? The fuck was that?
I was thinking Squishy was quick on the reflexes.
This
You'll
could be
see.
more poor now.
Does this mean that you have to come back here when we're done with this whole job, or are you now divorced?
No. Not
Oh, he
divorced.
has to come back by Sigmar's will.
Wonderful.
I'll just say it now. If there's ever been a time to die in battle, now would be one of them.
Yes. Yes,
Or
it
you
would.
could just stay here with your lovely wife that has more money than you.
It wouldn't be a bad life. You have a job, a house. I was gonna say a loving wife, but I think she might stab you now.
I
See if
think
I
he,
can't fix this on our journey.
it'd probably be safer for him on the road.
I'd be safer in a camp of beastmen right now.
Raru.
Road.
Beastman. Beastman just pops his head out of a bush. Ooh.
Anyways, Aubrey starts heading over towards the caravan peeps, where her
Alright.
horse probably is too.
You head over there and you see them all kind of packing up, and you see the elf just like leaning against the cart. He has a large, what looks to be canvas, kind of wrapped in something, just waiting.
While we were walking, I would have stopped at the mayor's house, delivered the paperwork for the reparations, and continued on.
Okay, the mayor's just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. You know, it's sometimes not the life of people to get married and settle in a small town.
The reparations for the guy who died.
Oh, you know, it's normal to have reparations for those who died.
We're a little used to it, no?
It happens here and there at the Beastmen. They like to come out the woods, yell rah-roo and attack. It's normal.
So you don't need to remind me.
And actually,
God.
in fact, in lore, Beastmen do randomly raid smaller towns in the Empires because they're fucking
Like
Beastmen.
a lot.
A lot.
I mean,
Beastmen
they're just-
Raru.
Raru.
They're just mutant humans.
I mean, they just want to get more powerful, get more
Yeah.
favor from the gods. So-
Kill. Raru.
So,
I'm gonna AFK for like one more second. BRB.
as you all approach the carts, the elf will walk up to you, Alyssa.
I look up at him again. Yes.
I believe you got off on the wrong foot. I had my suspicions that you might be Druki, but seeing that you defended the town last night in your selfless act, I understand now that you were not lying and I am just misjudging by your appearance. And I apologize. I made this for you. He hands you a canvas that's wrapped.
He takes it. Look. What's it look like? Like
Oh.
in the wrapping.
It's like a linen cloth over top of it, so you'd have to remove that. It's also bound by rope.
I see. Alright, so look over this thing for a bit. Well, at least now you've learned not all of us Hiles are as bright and whatever.
Yes.
Kind of grumbles. Doesn't really know what else to say right now.
This is my craft. This is what I do on the road. This is how I make my money, so I want to give it to you as a gift.
I certainly appreciate it. Quite a bit, thank you.
Let me know if you want to look at the painting.
Yeah. I'll start unwrapping it a bit.
You unwrap it to look at it, and are you doing the whole thing or just the corner?
Just the corner to get a
Top
Feel.
left, top right, bottom left.
I mean,
oh,
if this is a roll of canvas, it would be like the bottom of the painting or the top.
Oh no, it's actually like a full wooden framed canvas, just covered in
okay.
linen.
Sorry.
top left, then
You said upper left.
yeah, top left.
You see what looks to be a bright sky with the clouds kind of in the sky.
What is it? What is
Okay.
it of? Is it the?
Look at it.
I guess she'll just uncover the whole thing now.
It is a beautifully crafted painting of you standing atop of a dead beastman upon the ground. You have your crossbow in hand, and you're looking up, almost like elvish propaganda, looking up to the sky, looking at the nature, a smile on your face, and it's kind of like a triumphant "I defeated Beastman" kind of painting.
Somebody else a bit looking at it. It's like, oh, I've never been one for portraits before. It's it's nice. Thank you.
No, no problem. I tried to capture the look the best I could from watching you last night. And with him saying that, you kind of look at more at your face, and what you can tell is you have this fervor in your eyes, um, uh, while you gaze up at the sky. This almost happy, bloodlust kind of craze look in your eyes, as you staring into the sky with your foot upon the beastman. And also, this painting of you is so accurate that like it looks like you're looking almost in a mirror. Like it is extremely well painted. Like it's the exact copy of you basically.
Damn, this dude's fucking gifted after like one night. Holy shit.
There are people who did that. Mona Lisa, I think, was
Yeah.
painted in like 3 nights.
And this is announced, so
Oh yeah.
probably are very accurate about it.
Larry, am I correct in that? Mona Lisa was painted in 3 nights or was it 1 night? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I also know it was never finished though.
Yeah.
Dog. Anyways. Down to the every minute detail.
Yes, I wanted to make sure I captured you fully.
Completely at a bit of a loss, unsure of like if this is some weird. Looking at all the details, she's not sure if this is some weird kind of like gotcha or not.
No, this looks genuine. Like, this looks like any high elf propaganda you've seen. This looks identical to it. Like, this is like triumphant high elves defeat evil kind of painting. Just with you as the main focus.
Yeah, she's still just confused by it. I don't know what else to say.
Alright. As you stand there so confused of what to do, I'm going to go ahead and do Dietrich real quick. Dietrich,
Yes.
the caravan's master's wife walks up to you. Are you ready to set back out, dear?
I believe so, yes.
Are you going to be riding with me again?
I don't see why not.
Wonderful. Would you like to take the reins with me?
Sure.
Wonderful. Aubrey, what are you doing?
Checking her horse, see it's they're fine. No stray possible arrow that we missed. No, I'm kidding. Just looking over her horse. It's just kind of. I'm assuming I see the whole interaction with the elf,
Yes, it's very hard to
Yeah.
miss.
and then I'm just like, she narrows her eyes, but seeing that it's kind of positive, she's just kind of like, what? I don't know what the hell is going on with that, and just kind of shakes her head, like whatever. And then just continues her deal.
All right.
Chilling.
And Richard, what do you do?
He'll climb into whatever cart that Felix is climbing into and start his reading lessons.
That is the front one with the caravan master.
Yep.
As you do, I'll say all of you probably start, or while you're gonna start getting in the carts and on your horse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am now.
Before leaving, you see the innkeep runs out to Alyssa as the carts start rolling away. Goes, "I have a present for you."
Another?
That he holds out what looks to be wrapped beer bread.
Hell yeah.
To also add 1 loaf of beer bread.
Damn, Aubrey don't get shit.
Alfred don't get shit, not yet.
Nah, I have the grace of Sigmar. That's all I need.
You got the grace of Sigma. All right. With that, you all head out, and I rolled for all of this and I'm very surprised by something that happened. So you get about here. Are you guys going to camp for the night, or are you going to want to travel throughout the night?
Did you share the map?
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
Probably camp, I would say. I don't know.
Wunderbar. So where are we at? Oh, Aubrey's tracker. Never mind.
Yes.
I suck.
My Sig! It's actually the title of this session is called Sigmar!
Hmm. So this is where we are after traveling.
Yes. You move 4
I see it.
blocks with the caravan.
Aubrey's, I think, would suggest camping.
Okay.
Going throughout more of the night unless we're getting followed by something. It's
Yeah.
alright to camp.
You all set out and set up your camp. You're no innuendos here. Your tent's pitched. And I need to know watch order.
I'll take first.
Please put it in chat. Oh,
Fuck you.
all right. First watch. I need you to roll me a. Roll me a perception. Plus 20.
Perception. I ain't see shit.
You sit there and you listen. You don't hear anything. It's the sound of running water from the river nearby. And that's it. That's all you experience throughout the whole night. Minus like a few owls howl like. Woo-hoo! Other than that, that's it. Second watch. Roll me a perception check.
Plus 20?
Mm-hmm.
I did it!
You did it. Yeah, you did it. As you sit there, listening, you hear a sound at the river. The sound is somebody, giggling, kind of. Mind you, it's like midnight.
Interesting. Oh, we've lost Larry.
Yep.
Rip in peace.
And is that all I hear is giggling?
I'm just gonna hear that.
Oh, so it's special.
It's special giggling.
Got it. Not sure exactly what the giggling's coming from, but I'm gonna kind of stay where I am keeping watch, but I am going to have my greatsword ready.
Alright. Then you just, for the next 2 hours, it's just giggling. Now we're going to move over to third watch, which is Aubrey.
Okay.
Aubrey comes up and Dietrich looks over, just like they won't. I don't know what's doing the giggling, but it won't shut the fuck up.
You could have gone out to check.
I was the only person keeping watch. I didn't think it would be prudent for me to walk away.
That's fine. I'll do it.
Aubrey walks over and shoots at whatever's making the noise.
No. Just go to bed. I'll figure this out.
Alright.
Wait, I don't have a torch. I don't think. Can't I make like a makeshift?
Oh, yeah, it's not that difficult.
No, I'll just make like a little torch.
I figured there was like a campfire.
There is. Alright, you make
So
your
kind of
torch.
go towards the direction of the giggling.
You get closer and closer to the river and just hear. As you get closer and closer, as you arrive to the riverbank, and you hear the sound all around you, but it's not one specific location.
What is this laughing river?
Roll me a
Is it a river?
perception check. Yes, it's a river. Roll me a perception check plus 20. Sigmar!
I keep forgetting to use my XP before session.
I forgot to use. Fuck.
You kind of look around and you start following your ears, and you notice that it's actually coming from these flowers that are grown all around the river, almost mimicking the sound of human laughter. Just you see, like it stop, and and just all of them are doing it.
Obviously, Sigmar, give me patience. Grant me patience. And she sighs, heading back to the camp, noticing that it's just plants.
For the remainder of your watch, it's like that thing once you hear something, you can't unhear it. So now you just hear this. It's just.
She's more annoyed than anything.
It's like. Alright. With that, Alyssa, you wake up.
Aubrey goes over to Alyssa to wake her up. It's like, when she wakes up, she's like, well, I don't know if you elves know about plants that are all the plants, but there's one that mimics human laughter. I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't care. Sigmar calls me to rest.
Alyssa nods her head. Alright, I don't know anything about that. I'm not a wood elf.
Figured as much.
Yeah.
Well, have fun listening to giggling for the next few hours.
She nods and heads out to go start watch.
Roll me perception check. Plus 20.
You'll love to see it. Too bad the only thing I'm
2 hours.
God. I roll a 6 so I could hear giggling for 6 hours, for 2 hours.
Yes, for 2 hours straight, you just hear giggling.
I hate this fucking plant.
Do you want to shout anything?
Yeah, she'll just look over at the forest and be like, I wish you would burn.
Okay. Are you saying that loudly or quietly?
Just quietly.
Okay. And it's just as you said that.
And then try to ignore it
You try.
until.
With your amazing success, or your astounding success, however, you can't quite drown it out. As the morning comes, all of you start packing up. The plants are no longer giggling when the sun comes up. It's quiet. You hear the running of the river.
Mm-hmm.
And you hop back on the caravan. Do any of you want to do anything, or just continue traveling?
Let's make sure not to stop here again, or near this river. Those plants are growing all over it.
I had the most enjoyable sleep last night.
Wonderful. Wife abandoner.
Yes, I suppose you would be deaf to the sounds of laughter and joy, considering that you abandoned your new wife.
Oh shit, I forgot something. As you exited the gate, by the way, you saw her with the 3 kids waving bye to you.
Damn.
Oh,
Brutal.
children.
Deadbeat dad and a useless husband. You're just shitty all around, aren't you? What do you think what do you think she's gonna tell him, that you went out to get the milk and never came back?
They clearly saw you leave.
Apparently you had to get milk in the next town over.
You had to get milk in the pipe leaf.
It was a pressing class action lawsuit in the next village he had to go handle. His eyes only.
I have a message for you. Your eyes only. At some point, you run a Skyrim campaign. Just do that meme constantly.
Oh, that's really simple to make.
It is.
No, there was a prince in another country that needed my urgent help.
Right. Anyways, moving from the meme. I guess we're moving on, yeah?
Yeah. I forgot that they said they're dropping you off this road or taking the whole way there. I think it was the whole way there, wasn't it?
What?
The caravan was trying to go to Gunberg, but they said did they say they were going to drop you off at Wildenhof. I can't remember. I think they did.
I don't remember. I think they said that it's only a short detour.
Yeah. So
I mean, I guess the question would be, what did you actually prepare for? Wildenhof or
I
Grungeberg?
read for a stop off for you guys and then drop you off at Wildenhof. I
Okay.
wanted to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
So second night, no watches required because nothing happens this night.
Whee!
So you sleep, wake up, you feel nice. Everybody make sure you heal 2 wounds at this point because it's been 1 day and then the second day.
I'm
said how many?
perfectly healthy.
2?
You would have healed 2 at this point, yes.
I feel so much better.
I mean, Felix is the one feels the worst.
Right, because he jumped.
Did you fix your health, Santoya?
Yes, I am now down to 3.
He jumped and then also got gored.
Remember, your
Oh.
current is what your hit points is down to. Like 12 is healthy, 0 is dead.
I thought
Wait.
it was. I thought it was
No.
the way that
No, it's the
Dark
other way
Heresy
around.
worked, where I
other
started
way
at 0
around.
and I went
Oh,
up 2.
okay.
and I-
Then I'm stupid.
Goober.
I'm a goofy goober, yeah.
Some bitch.
So bitch.
It's like
13.
little.
13 wounds means you died. Or something like that.
Maybe
0 is
we've
you're
gotten-
perfectly fine.
Maybe we've gotten it all wrong.
Oh no,
Uh-huh.
I'm just a walking corpse.
Alright, we've gotten to this point, and I need everybody to let me know the night watch.
Fucked.
Fuck.
Ah,
I was second. So.
Alright. Dietrich.
Vantage?
Plus 20.
I stare into the darkness, and I see naught but shit.
You look around, it's dark, there's a campfire, it's warm, you're cozy. You don't hear anything, you don't see anything. Your watch passes and goes to Alyssa.
Whee!
Alyssa, as you
I was on a 0. That's bullshit.
listen, you do hear something.
Lovely.
You hear a "Moo, moo, moo."
I discern what that is, if it's like a cow or a beast man.
Roll me a
Something, check.
something check. A
No.
what would this be considered? I'd say this would probably be a intuition plus 20.
It's a frog.
It could be a frog. Roll, damn you!
It's definitely not a cow. And whatever it is, it's small. Like,
Okay.
not like frog small, but smaller. I mean, bigger than a frog, but smaller than like what you'd expect a beastman to be.
A baby beastman.
I mean, it could be. Some bitch dumps their baby out in the wilderness.
Mm. I think someone hit the nail on the coffin. But that's just
Well,
me assuming.
fuck. How far away is it?
Maybe 100 feet.
Yeah. Can I bother someone, wake them up to help me
Sure. Who do you want to wake
figure
up?
out what this is? I'm gonna wake up Aubrey so she has a fucking gun.
All right, Aubrey, you're suddenly awoken when it's not your shift.
What?
Which
What is it?
I heard something strange out in the wilderness. I require some assistance checking it out. Might
You
be
see her
another.
kinda-
Oh, sorry.
She like scratches her eyes. Okay.
She'll get up away from Audrey and let her, I guess, get ready to head out for a minute.
And she just puts on her hand, grabs her weapons, and gets up.
All right. You start making your way towards the sound.
Yeah.
As you make your way, someone did hit the nail on the head. As you see a baby infant, mutated, almost a bull head, but more like a baby calf. This baby looks very new, completely uncovered out in the woods, just
Well,
Mm,
Mascot.
there's only one way to deal with this, yeah.
yes.
Let's look to Aubrey. Do you want to do the honors, or do you not have the stomach for it?
I have the stomach for it. Just takes her pistol and goes,
Alright, so in the camp, those of you who are kind of suddenly awake by hearing a pistol shot in the distance, and with the returning of Aubrey and Alyssa, not more than maybe a minute after.
Hmm. This is why I hate magic.
So,
Is
Toyo, to give you an idea, whenever there's a miscast in magic, there's a chance of making a baby into a beastman.
We're just making them born wrong in any way,
Yeah.
not always beastmen.
Yeah.
But a common
And
one is beastman.
it also can just
Is,
happen
is
without
it
magic
that
because
is it magic just
Chaos.
in general, or is that?
Yeah, magic in general. Like, there could be, like, like an Imperial, like, flame wizard for the Imperium. Miscast, there's a chance the baby could be mutated.
Imperium.
Empire.
Sorry.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like some guy in Altdorf. We fucked up a spell, and because
No,
of that,
some lady in
they-
some guy in Alter fucks up the spell, and then some pregnant lady's baby becomes something
Yep.
else.
And that happens
Somewhere
a
on the other
lot
side
in
of the world.
Warhammer lore. There's a lot of miscasts.
Because the winds of magic are fickle.
Mm-hmm. Normally, it's a range of 100 miles, though, to affect it. It's not like worldwide. It's normally 100 miles.
yeah,
Within
so
100
it's
miles.
like, but like
Uh.
basically, if someone miscasts an Altdorf, someone like villages away could be affected by.
Yeah.
it.
And
Way.
like anyone in like the general area, honestly.
This
Winds of
dog
magic
is
are
so
everywhere.
needy for attention.
And unlike the Beastmen, like where you're like, we could adopt it. No, you cannot. Beastmen
It
are
will become a
inherently evil.
beastman and will try to kill us. There is no saving that.
No.
But it was a baby with a baby cow, John. It was so cute.
This was a mercy.
It was a mercy.
Yeah.
Because I think they're like they're stuck with like endless rage.
Yes, endless rage and pain.
Have to always be fighting.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way to subdue their pain and their rage is by killing.
If you ever see any Total War and then you see the Beastmen, they're always like fucking angry. Raru.
Yeah.
All right.
Never chill. Only fight. Anyways.
Now it is Richard's shift. Your watch is uneventful, and Aubrey's watch is uneventful.
Or Alice's watch.
Alyssa's.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either.
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
So,
Does the Karen say anything?
read back. I'll say the
Just-
caravan master kind of like in the morning goes, "What are you hunting?"
Taking care of a problem.
Oh, I'm glad it didn't affect us.
No.
You know, if you had used the crossbow, nobody would have woken up.
Aubrey wanted to give me, or Alyssa wanted to give me the honors. So I did.
Felt right for one of Sigmar's most dedicated. She very much is mocking the whole Sigmar dedication in her voice.
Also, quick
She-
fact.
She just nods.
Centoil, normally that baby cry will also attract beastmen if not silenced quick enough, because the beastmen will take the baby and raise it for their army.
To be a
Oh.
beast.
Probably murderous.
And murder us in the process.
Yeah,
Um,
Raru.
Robert.
Skaven are scary, beastmen are scarier.
It's all. Everything's terrible.
Yeah, everything is terrible.
Chaos is scary too. What do you
Chaos
mean?
is the scariest.
at least there's
Your
no
mate-
Xenos.
The Xenos are all the other races, you goober.
At least there's no Tyranids.
Oh, there's something just as bad. That's
Oh.
called the Skaven.
Oh,
That's a Skaven, my man.
yeah.
They
You
can
haven't s-
turn you into a rat.
You haven't seen the Skaven's full amount of bullshit yet.
We only saw the fucking, what was it? The fucking
rats.
Clan rats. You haven't seen the horned rats,
The Doom Wheel.
gutter runners, doom wheels,
Do they
fucking
wanna
warp
eat
fire
meat or-
cannon.
Yes, the Skaven
War-
literally just kill to eat.
Oh,
I mean, they do all types of stuff.
Oh yeah.
They do all kinds of things.
They also love science.
They're very good at science. It's the problem.
interesting.
We made rat big.
Made rat big.
Yes. You'll love rat
Oh
ogres.
my god. No, fucking
Please now.
Hell Pit Abomination.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the actual scariest thing.
Good
from the
news,
Skaven.
that's not in the book.
Good news, yes, it's not in the book.
Also
Bad
good
news,
news.
it exists in the lore.
Also good news. There's a whole subreddit dedicated to adding every single monster in Warhammer 3 to this game.
Hate it.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
All right, you'll pack up,
I
and
need a gun.
you hop back on the road, and you enter Waldendorf, or Waldenhof. Whenever you arrive at the gates, the caravan will look at you going, "It's been a pleasure riding with all of you. I will now have to be off for the trade at Gundberg. If you would ever need us again, you'll probably find us on the road between Gundberg and Altdorf, because, well, that's the route we travel. It's a pleasure meeting all of you."
Thank you
Likewise.
for that,
Safe travels.
May
Well,
Sigmar be with you and protect you on your journey.
and Sigmar with you. The elf kind of like looks at you, Alyssa. Be safe out there.
She nods. I'll try. And just walk away, I guess.
The caravan moves about 20 feet and starts setting up camp. And you guys are at the outskirts of Voldenhof because it is nighttime.
Wow. She kind of pats her horse. Yeah, she calls it's Judge. Yeah. Judge is tired. We will rest quickly.
Are we gonna sleep with the caravan or are we gonna sleep in the tavern?
The caravan's gone.
Caravan went to like 100 yards and went and set up camp, like, because it's
I thought
nighttime.
you said they went like 20 feet.
100 yards. We'll go 100 yards.
Oh.
They're far.
Whose
Enough.
fault is that,
We're-
Richard? Sorry, continue, Chiox.
No, that we can just. We're in town. Better to sleep in an actual inn.
I was just asking what our next course of action was.
What was the reason why we were sent here again?
Investigating. What the fuck was it? Investigating something. What the hell was it?
I
I
believe-
forgot.
Something?
Chaos has been happening with
Ah, yes.
babies and things of that nature inside the town, and they sent you to investigate what's going on.
Oh, so we've already dealt with one of the things last night. Then.
Oh, you didn't know that. I don't think Aubrey said anything about it. I don't think did either.
No, he said it to all of you.
What?
He said it to all of
No,
you.
I'm talking about the
Oh, the baby?
thing we
Yes,
dealt-
sorry.
Beastman
Sorry.
baby.
Yeah.
I misunderstood what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't remember either.
Outside of that, yeah. It's like, oh. If I recall correctly, we were investigating some things happening with chaos in this town. Children being born wrong. Things of the like. That's Sigmar's work. It's not pretty, but it is something I must do. It is my duty as a witch hunter.
Well then, let's be about it. Where shall we start?
Well, we're gonna start at an inn, 'cause I am tired, and so is my horse.
Walking through the gates, and this place is a little bit larger than the last town we stayed at. It's not huge, but maybe a population of 600 people. Notice there is an inn very close to the gate, and it's called Sigmar's Inn.
Perfect.
My fellow people of the Empire, sticking true to Sigmar and his glory.
Sigma.
Just Sigmar everything.
Everything Sigma. So I'm guessing you're all entering?
Yeah.
I mean, Aubrey's enticed to go in, yes.
Alright. As you enter inside, you notice that there is tables around, there's a whole bar stead, and there is drinks upon the counter. You notice a larger man behind it, golden blonde hair kind of streaming down his back. Hang on one second.
Fabulous.
Skip this one because I hear this song every time. You notice while he sits there, he just kind of looks at you. Oh, welcome in! Yes, there's a few people over like a table just kind of drinking, watching all of you enter in.
Ah, it's good to be here. Been a long journey.
Yes, welcome to my inn.
Indeed. She kind of looks over to the. May I order what you want? Let us eat before rest. She looks over back at the bartender. We are in need of some rooms if you have any available.
No, we have loads of rooms. We have about 15 available.
Oh, perfect.
Not like we get many people coming out here.
Kind of raises the brow. Why is that?
Well, first off, the nightmares. Secondly, well, we're not exactly along a trade road. We're more of a mining town than anything.
How the mines doing?
Oh, the mines are doing great. We extract silver constantly.
Didn't dig too deep now, did you?
Oh, no.
I see. She kind of sits down near the bar, kind of, or like at the bar, in front of the fucking. I'm assuming there's a bar in front of him.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, sits there. He's like, kind of more hushed tones. Like, can you tell me about these nightmares?
Oh,
After
yeah.
As you get me a something refreshing that isn't ale.
Sure thing. And he walks over and you see him pour this like red, reddish purple kind of drink, and he puts it in front of you. He goes, "So, a lot of people around here have been complaining about nightmares, seeing things in their sleep, creeping around their rooms. One person went so mad they hung themselves."
Oh, good thing I'm here, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Any concentration of these dreams and people going mad more.
Oh,
What's it
the
all
whole,
around?
just the whole town, what you're probably experiencing tonight.
I'm not looking forward to it, but it will help the investigation, I suppose.
Eh, whatever would help a witch hunter. By the way, he holds out his hand to shake yours. Sigmar!
What's Sigma? Goes shakes
Oh,
his
no, no,
hand.
no, no.
Or
My name is Sigmar, by Hail Sigmar.
yes, hail Sigma.
Yes, Hail
You were
Sigmar.
blessed with a wonderful name,
Yes,
my good sir.
I'm actually a descendant.
Wow. It is an honor then.
I think I'm his 13th nephew, 14th nephew, something like that.
You must be in line for the crown of the empire.
I was, if someone didn't take it away from me. My my 15th cousin.
Oh,
Aubrey looks intrigued.
Richard also perks up and goes, "Excuse me, by about what means did he go about robbing it from you?"
Well, you see, I'm the oldest in my family, and I'm related to Sigmar from his mother. He's related to Sigmar by his father. And, well, now I'm old. Guess who won? Squishy,
saying you-
are you vibrating yet?
What?
Are you vibrating yet?
He's
I guess-
getting there, I think.
I'm getting.
I guess the paternal claim would outweigh the maternal.
Indeed, it did. Thankfully, I was blessed with his name.
Unfortunate. But at least you're making the most of it, yeah?
Yeah, I have an inn. I got customers, people coming here to drink and eat.
I'll be sure to solve this issue in this town. Maybe get you some more customers.
Wonderful.
But as a current customer, can I ask what this drink is? Is it wine?
It's a mixture of grapes and cranberries.
Ah, wonderful. Refreshing and non-alcoholic. It's just what I was looking for.
No, we don't serve alcohol
go
since the
up
nightmares.
She looks over to Richard good, because he might marry someone else.
Oh.
I was gonna say, it's like don't serve that one. No, nothing but water. He has a tendency to try and buy businesses he has no gold for and marry women he should marry.
Women with more money than him,
Oh.
luckily for him.
So you're
Big farms.
you're one of those gold diggers with pigs with pigs likings, are you?
No.
I mean, you know what they say, the drunk use the real you.
No.
So the real him is a poor investor and a deadbeat.
Aye. Apparently, from what you told me. You then we'll go in the back, get all of you the same drink, and then we'll slide food towards you. And this food is it's basically ham with something called crisps, which those of you do know what crisps are. They're not they're not chips, but they are fried, like deep fried in oil potato wedges. Except thinner than our potato wedges, so it's still a lot more crispy with less of the softness inside.
Well, this will probably skip the ham and just go for eat the potatoes.
They're really good. They're seasoned very well. They taste amazing.
Hell yeah.
God, I love good food.
Those of you who eat the ham, it's a very nice, rich ham. You can tell it was cooked with a lot of fat, and it kind of like melted into the meat to give you that seasoning and flavoring.
Seeing that I'm poor now, I'm gonna go sleep outside.
Ah, we only run our own room for a brass coin. Like I say, we don't get many people coming out here. If you can't afford a brass coin, I feel sorry for you. If that's the case, I can probably make arrangements.
Melissa chuckles. A, ho-
It'll be fine.
a homeless lawyer?
Oh, you're a lawyer!
Yes, he's a lawman.
Oh, this just
On top
thickens
of
the
that.
plot.
It's wonderful, ain't it?
It is.
I almost have him around as a pet. It's amusing now.
Imagine you like, here's your defense, and then you start talking, you shoot him. Sorry, the jury
Exactly.
ruled that you are guilty.
I have many things I could call him guilty on
Do
within
you
the law.
do you try to make sure the families are well compensated for being executed for heresy?
Perhaps not. I don't think so.
No.
All right, good. Then you can just have a room then.
Anyways, what did
What's
what
up?
did Miss Wall was away for like a minute?
Where did you go AFK at?
I think Alyssa was gonna say something while we were all like generally gabbing about the whole Richard thing.
Oh, I think it was just something along the lines of continuing to fake interest in his all stolen royalty thing.
Oh, fake interest. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Squishy has discovered the joke. All right. Well, you all go ahead and head up to bed. One brass piece for a room.
Just that's on a silver to kind of just pay for everyone's
Oh,
meals and room.
you want change?
Nah, that'd be nice. Yes.
All right. And he'll hand you. It's 12, right, Squishy?
Yeah, but Audrey's paying for all our rooms.
I'm making sure that way.
You
He
should
hands
get
you back,
copper
yeah,
back, right?
eight brass pennies back to you.
She slides 4 back down. That's what amusing me.
Oh, thank you. I'll make sure this goes to the stuffing fund.
The what?
The stuffing fund. I'm trying to get the orc I killed stuffed.
Oh. Aubrey's like, you have any food available right now? I know it is quite late.
Yeah, oh, that's what he missed. Yeah, he already slid you a thing of ham with potato crisps, which basically think of like potato wedges, but thinner and deep fried in oil. Well, actually, in this case, fat.
I think it's like the original fucking French fry.
Yeah, because they deep fried it in pork fat.
Oh, so.
That's
Anyway,
a
so
potato
retract that.
chip.
Kind of eats her meal happily.
Alright. Well, you all have a good night. I'm saying that jokingly, because you're going to have nightmares unless you're really lucky. I've had them for the last 4 weeks.
I have faith in Sigmar.
So do I. Well, yours might be stronger than mine.
Well, regardless, I'll find something out with these nightmares.
Alright. I wish you luck. I like to stop having nightmares for once. And anybody want to do any more RP down here, or do you want to go to your rooms?
I guess Aubrey would kind of like give Richard a mischievous like smirk. I'm loving this new arc of yours. From lawyer in law school to being one of my proteges, and now a wife abandoner with her kids, no less.
I intend to make this right.
Ow.
He's gonna become a pig farmer, obviously.
Obviously.
He's going to leave behind the prestigious life of a lawyer to be a humble pig farmer and trophy husband to a rich wife.
I can do both.
Though
Go
he'll have to pay
on.
extra for the butcher to kill the pigs for him, seeing how he can't do it himself.
Should you become a pig farmer, I would heavily have more respect for you.
Yeah. I suppose Aubrey would be much less inclined to shoot you in the face if you're no longer a lawyer. We could use that fancy book of yours for kindling in the next fire. You don't need it anymore. Not where you're going.
Just imagine Alyssa right now is just giggling while eating potato crisps.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've walked off to bed. I don't.
As you head to your
Be
room,
careful not to fall to another woman on your way up there.
as you head to your room and you open up the door, you notice this is a very nice room. Soft linen blankets. Like, this is like top tier Renaissance-esque rooms that are extremely cheap.
Because of the nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Whee!
Grab the pillow, throw it on the floor. I'm like, I better get used to this, and lays on the floor.
All right. Even the floor is comfortable. There's like bare rugs and
probably
stuff
like a
lining
rug,
the floor. Yeah.
Nice and comfy.
It's a stuffed pelt floor.
Obviously, this is gonna be quite a enjoyable journey. I'll tell you that much. Now that we can torture Mr. Richard a little longer.
You have all these new options on how to torture him. You no longer have to just threaten with shooting him for being a lawyer.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
I like how I literally have written in a court case for like one of these sessions for Richard. This is gonna be a giant meme.
Anyways, let us be off to Nightmare Land. May Sigmar bless us with actual decent sleep. Don't ask for good sleep, just decent.
Alright. All of you head up to bed to go to sleep. I need everybody to roll me an endurance -10.
Ooh.
That's rough.
Yeah, rough,
You don't
buddy.
have a lot of endurance, I'm assuming.
Oh, I do not.
Oh no!
Where is it?
It's right above entertain and drive and below drive, and
I
this
would like to-
basic skills.
I would love
I
to
will-
see in the future that Richard has a court case where he's talking about reparations and somebody pipes up the back. Have you finished paying your reparations to your wife?
What's up, Richard? What would you like to do?
Richard's life is now a walking nightmare, so this probably doesn't affect him very much.
Oh, it will. Don't worry.
Astounding failure.
Yes. I have bad dream.
All of you.
Richard's nightmare is his wife just yelling at him.
The new
Alright.
horrors awake.
Gets spoopified.
Starting with the worst roll,
Me.
which is yours. You lay in bed and you sort of close your eyes, and as you do, you hear something rustling in the room.
Okay. I look.
You look and you don't see anything, but you still hear the rustling. It seems to be coming from the wardrobe inside the room.
Goes to the wardrobe, opens it.
You walk up to the wardrobe and you open it. Inside you see what looks to be a small child. This child looks at you intently. And it's kind of almost mimics everything you do. Every mannerism, every head movement is just mimicking you.
Oh, this is not gonna go anywhere, little demon child.
Why do you follow something that has no purpose?
Um, I'm gonna roll a cool check to see if I don't fucking snap at this demon child.
Go ahead.
In Sigmar. Praise. I don't.
You don't.
Listen to me, demon. I will find your source, and I will cut it from this town, getting rid of your corruption. Know this, as Sigmar, as my witness.
Oh, you're so funny. You really really think you stand a chance? This isn't some chaos you can just dispatch with your pistol. I'm everywhere. I am everything. I know all. I know when you will lose, when you will fail. If you know my name, why do you coil within inside your head and not speak it?
Knowing how I died is not even a concern to me anymore. I already know how I die.
Oh, you do? That's great. I'm glad that you know, 'cause we know too.
Isn't that wonderful for you?
We're gonna have so much fun, you and I. I'm gonna watch everyone around you care for burn. I'm gonna watch your Sigmar melt to the ground. People bow down and worship us. Oh, it's gonna be so lovely to watch everything just change.
I assume I know which.
You
fucking
you could
demon.
probably pertain which demon this is.
That one fucking loser.
That one
Aubrey's
dude.
like, I'm sure you have plans for all my plans, Mr. Sage.
Ah, you speak my name, but yet so concerned. Yet you do not show it, but we know.
Concern?
Yes.
Hardly.
Oh, you think that you mimicking yourself, acting calm, does not make me know that you want to strangle me right now, even though you know this is a dream. All this is not real, but it is real at the same time. It's real in your mind. What you subconsciously wish to see. You did not wish to see a demon, you wish to see a child, because that's what you like, killing the innocent, not something that actually scares you.
The innocent, really. I got some basement the other day.
Congratulations. You've done nothing.
With that, you wake up in the morning. No. We're gonna-
Aubrey's just kind of like sweating a bit just because bad dream.
Mhm.
And she's like, rolls her eyes. Ah, it's gonna be one of those investigations. Wonderful.
Next is going to be Richard.
Hey.
Richard,
E.
you fall asleep in bed and you open your eyes and it's a nice sunny day. You're inside of a small cottage, a bed you don't recognize. But you recognize the woman in front of you. She's currently holding a plate of food for you, looking at you. Hello, my dear. I made you breakfast. I know you've had a long day working on the farm the other day.
Quite lovely, thank you.
The kids want to see you too, if that's okay while you eat.
That'll be fine.
She opens the door and walks out, and the three kids run to the room. One's 10, one's 8, one's 6. They all kind of gather around you.
Tell us a story, dear father. Tell us a story.
Which story would you like to hear?
The one about all your friends dying and you witnessing them die. You holding the knife above their corpses.
Is this?
I don't quite recall that one.
Oh, we can tell you. We remember. You wanted a change in your life, father. You were tired of being the butt of the joke, as you said. So you drew your knife and slit their throats in their sleep. Easy as it was, they quelled like butter to your blade. Watching their blood run out, you realized it was a time for a change, so you came back here with us, father.
There's one that wouldn't let me live after that. I highly doubt that actually happened.
Oh, it happened, father. You still have the knife and the blood on your hands.
As you look down, the knife is indeed in your right hand, and your arms are covered in blood. At this point, you wake up. What do you do when you wake up?
That siege bastard rolls back over, tries to go back to sleep.
Oh no, it's morning.
Oh.
Next is going to be Dietrich, who's literally laying on the floor.
Was it Dietrich or wasn't it Richard that was laying on the floor?
No, I'm saying like on webcam.
Oh,
He's literally laying on the floor.
He's dead. He died.
He died. He perished.
he fucking died. Holy shit.
He's fucking dead.
Dietrich, you
Oh.
are back in your training camp, and your sergeant walks up to you, looks you right in the face. Soldier, why is your pommel dirty?
Irritated.
Probably because I hit someone with it.
No, you've been here training. Now you need to explain to me why that pommel is dirty now.
Oh. I don't know. Why is it dirty? I didn't drop it.
It's because you were a failure. Everything you've tried to do, you fail at. You can't fight, you run from fights. You can't prove yourself as a great swordsman. You don't belong inside of the Empire's army. You ran away with a witch hunter, and a lawyer, and an elf to think you can escape what truly lies before you. You are nothing more than worm food.
He just kind of just tilts his head and looks at the guys. I don't remember you being such a cunt.
Oh, you think you're funny, do you? That's fine with me.
At this point, you see him draw his
Careful
greatsword
with that word.
and slides it right into your chest. You feel your guts begin to spill out. Blood begins to pour. You look down. You see your organs spilling out as he looks in you at your face.
Like I said, worm food.
And you wake up.
Die in the dream. You die in real life.
How do you wake up? Are you covered in sweat?
I kind of like sit up in bed. I'm obviously kind of like in like a sweat from the nightmare or whatever, but still thinking. Yeah, I remember that guy being such a cunt.
And last but not least, Alyssa. You close your eyes and you open them and you're on a road. You have something over top of your head, like almost like a hat. You're the same normal gear. This almost seems like a memory as you walk down this path. Eventually you hear the sounds of heavy horse footsteps moving towards you. As you turn around, you see about a dozen armored Bretonian knights riding up behind you, and they kind of stop and encircle you. Tell us! Where are you coming, peasant?
Where am I coming?
Yes.
I'm just heading towards the Empire. She stutters a bit with her words. Confused.
Are you aware of the shipwreck that happened not too far from here?
No, sir. I'm just a simple peasant.
We found things there concerning, and we are looking for survivors. If you happen to encounter any, please
Make sure you let us know. We have a sneaking suspicion, though. We might know who one is.
Do you know?
We?
He hops off the horse and walks up to you face to face.
I believe that she is standing right before me.
The dream is now changing. From the past that you remember, this is the change from your dream. Oh, from your memory. In your memory, you remember them riding off, not this happening.
I don't particularly understand what your problem is.
We know your secrets, elf. We know who you are. We know that you are a coward and you abandon everyone that you promised to take care of, everyone you swore to lead. You abandoned them all. You watched your ship go down, and instead of fighting, you ran. You coward.
He inhales deeply. If there's anything I am, it's not a coward.
Oh, that is what a coward says, trying to escape the problems.
I
Like my first time.
what?
No, I'm just remembering the Bretonians from Total War.
Uh,
When you
From
pick it up,
Bretonia.
they don't like, no, you take me for a child.
Anyways,
Anyways, continue.
you don't know me. You don't know anything about.
Oh, but I do. I know everything about you. I know where you come from. I know that you hide from a false identity. I know you do not even entrust your friends to know who you are. Like I said, coward, you are nothing but worm food unless you are willing to accept the change.
At that, you wake
I
The change.
up.
The change button in French.
Listen, saying the
Die.
change is basically how you have to say it with a French accent. The change.
The change.
Sean.
As someone who's been to France,
Actually.
actually,
Anyway.
That's
Alyssa-
actually how they would say it.
it is
Alyssa-
actually. It's really fucking weird.
Alyssa's eyes shoot open, a bit surprised, breathing heavily, trying to calm down a bit.
All right. With that, all of you are awake, and it is the morning. The sun is up.
And a new person is hanging on the string.
And new persons hanging on the walls. No,
I
you'll
think
leave.
they just.
You all can leave your rooms if you wish, and feel free to roleplay. And I'll tell you what.
I just had a horrible thought.
Hmm.
You remember that like mercenary bar in the Deadpool movie?
Mm-hmm.
They have a chalkboard with everyone's name on it, and everyone bets who's gonna kill themselves next.
Actually, I'm gonna make that canon now.
Fuck. That's terrible. I shouldn't have said that, probably. At least the
As you guys,
harsh part. Anyway, onward.
as you all exit your room, you'll see Richard at the end of the hall in the wash basin, washing his hands and face, but taking a little bit of extra time scrubbing his hands.
All right.
Let's we'll look down the hall, seemingly a bit confused by this. Is it what on earth could you possibly be getting your hands so filthy? Did you just scrub that hard?
Oh, yeah, it's nothing.
Certainly doesn't look like nothing.
He dries off and walks down the hall and downstairs.
Alyssa will follow then.
All right. Aubrey.
Aubrey kind of exits her room. Her expression seems serious. More than usual. It's like, Does she notice anyone on the hall right now?
I would say you notice them kind of like heading down the stairs by the time you would exit your room.
And she's like, Starts walking over down to where the main hall is.
Okay. And with Dietrich being AFK. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Dietrich's AFK.
Mm-hmm. You head downstairs and notice that I almost said Sigmund. Jesus, old campaign flashbacks. Sigmar is just kind of sitting against the bar, just holding his head. Oh, how'd you all sleep? All bad dreams, I'm guessing.
Yep, pretty terribly.
You could say that.
Well, I warm me up some milk.
I'll take that juice from yesterday.
All right. Pours the juice for you and puts it for you. What you lot? We got milk and we got the juice and we got some water.
I'll have more of that juice, I guess.
Gives you the juice. Oh wait, this
The
juice
ju-
tastes really good. If you guys have never had grapes mixed with cranberry, it actually is really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Now I'm never gonna try it out of spite.
What did I miss?
You all going downstairs.
Oh, okay.
What for you two? You want the juice, water, milk?
Juice.
For me.
Milk and juice for you. All right.
Juice.
Juice for you, Dietrich, and he hands you a thing of milk, Richard.
Thanks.
Oh wait, this is unprocessed, so it's room temperature milk.
Perfect.
I trust you a lot in the bacon and eggs.
It'd be nice for us.
And like walks
Oh.
over and just like slides over bacon onto a plate, drops it down, then like takes a spatula, just takes out a bunch of eggs and puts in front of all of you.
Excellent. Well, bad dreams. Just kind of looks to everyone. I'm assuming everyone had one.
Melissa just nods without a word.
Richard does the same.
Ah, I see. Lovely. I, at least, I think I figured out what our problem is. Who our problem
His
is.
name's Zinch.
How would you know that, lawyer?
Remember, the gods are
I
common knowledge.
study,
I know. I'm just-
Okay.
And I study.
Oh, you study demonology too? I thought you were just a lawyer.
Classes have to be on many different things. Because there are
There's
many
laws
different
on
laws for each thing.
There's a law for chaos, corruption, things like that.
Yes, that's why you exist. You
Yes,
are the
my
arbiters of that law.
Right. That's true. So we don't need lawmen like you learning it. Anyways. Well, he's our problem. We just need to find the source of his low power here.
Well, I guess we have to ask around, find ideas where to start.
Actually, we have a fine fellow here. Sigma.
No.
You happen to know any strange occurrences happening around town? Other
Yeah.
than the nightmares?
Well, there has been a few babies that's been born wrong. Drinking's been banned, and you see him like pouring like ale from a barrel hidden behind the counter. Just starts drinking it. Just, pretty much day to day. Just recently started. I've been hiding ale from people because when they get drunk, they do stupid things. Well, the nightmare's going on. Don't want them doing nothing stupid. Thankfully, maybe the bartender. I know when to drink and when not to drink.
Yes, of course. But I'd slow down on it if you get a little too far.
Oh, I just have one in the morning.
Ah, perfect.
Has to be clear the head.
I would imagine so. Why buzzing it up? Silencing the voices, right? Kind of smirks. Regardless, any strange meetings, people organizing somewhere, anything like that?
The only strange meetings I know of is the town hall, and that's the normal meetings for everybody around here, except for the poor lot. The rich people go to that one.
Any idea what they would talk about?
Town's financial issues, trade, stuff like that.
Looks over to Richard. Oh, looks like your speciality. You might actually become of use.
They'll also talk about repairs of the road, hiring gods.
I guess, I don't know, I'm not in them.
Spend on each of those things.
Well, I believe that is our next stop, which you will take care of, Mr. Richard.
Of course.
Can you tell me, who is the nearest doctor here? How?
There's doctor, that's gonna be, let's see. Also, Santoy, make sure you heal 2 more wounds. That's probably gonna be in, Grunberg or, Daberick.
None here?
None here, the last doctor killed himself.
Was he the one that hung himself?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Any idea where his, office was before he perished?
Go about straight over, take a right. You'll pass some housing with some shady people, and you'll find his establishment.
Am I gonna need any credentials to get inside? I don't believe I do, but
You're a witch hunter, you are the credentials.
just trying to make sure. Don't want to step on any toes now.
Your job is to step on toes, not trying to tell you to do your job.
She kind of like narrows her eyes. I know that. It was more of a rhetorical question than anything.
I understand. Just like what you do. Apologies.
Yes. Thank you. No apologies needed. I could be a little cranky due to the dream
It's fine.
or the nightmare.
Well, just so you know, since you're trying to solve this issue, go get the rooms for the rest of the time you're here for free.
Ah, excellent. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Also, there's been a small reward posted outside of town hall.
Some coin would be nice for the road.
No, it's I think it's 15 gold.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
That's a lot of fucking money.
It is a shit ton.
That's why Aubrey said that's lovely. Right. And she continues, like, starts finishing up her breakfast and drink.
All right.
If anyone else wants to RP.
Richard just
Anyone else have really weird dreams?
We all did.
Aubrey, like, kind of looks at him, kind of like, with a blank face, like, I literally just asked. And you just all said yes.
I think you're AFK during that situation.
Yeah, I think I was.
But why male models?
What? Are you serious?
Please tell me you've seen that movie, said Toyo.
Which one?
What was it? What's the name of that movie?
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
I actually don't think I've seen that one.
There's a whole like 2-minute long thing where David Duchovny explains why they're going after male models, and at the very end, Ben Stiller's character is listening after he's did all this explaining. Goes, I understand now, but why male models?
I literally just explained it.
I literally just told you.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Explained all of it.
The funny thing is that was completely ad-lib because he really forgot what to say. What are you saying, Richard?
He's gonna open up his book and look through laws and regulations for Waldhof.
It is a silver mining town. Population estimate from the last survey is 636 people. They have accommodations of 3 inns. They are a decently wealthy town. There's a high mixture between the rich and the poor. The rich are those who own the silver mines and are landholders and lords of this area. The people who are poor are everybody who does not and are including the miners.
Any particular laws in the area that are unusual compared to the rest of it?
Nope.
Okay. Alright. That should prepare me a little bit.
I assume things will go smoothly with your training.
Uh,
I am not doubting your skill here, lawyer. For once. I want to get this done.
Very much the same. Alright, let us
Avoid
be
having more dreams like that. That would be nice.
My little discussion with the demon was annoying, to say the least.
Alright, I guess we're gonna head towards the Noble District.
All right. You
Oh
head-
wait, no. Which one is closer, the doctor's office
Doctor.
or? Yeah, because Aubrey wanted to check the doctor's office for
Yeah.
any evidence.
Alright, we can stop there first.
All right.
Yeah.
You make your way down there. You just go straight in the road and take a right. And walking down this road, notice these. Let me change the music because this is still tavern music, and I don't want tavern music during my game while I'm trying to explain non-tavern things. Begone, tavern music! Flee from this existence of which your mortal coil hides.
Tavern music, and then eventually just turns into like fucking like, oh my god, it's lo-fi shit or something.
It's like the New Vegas soundtrack where it goes from like normal to just hardcore metal
For no reason.
for no reason.
For no reason.
As you walk down this area, you notice that there are kind of people peering out of windows looking at you. This area is definitely probably the poorest part of the town. And you notice there is one person walking down this road. He's very well dressed, and he looks like an elf. Dark hair, kind of ashen gray looking skin. Just walking down the road, just sees all of you. Hello.
Greetings to you too.
How are you all doing today?
Well enough. What about you, Elf?
Oh, wonderful. I'm headed to the town hall to help with the meeting.
Curious. You look much like my friend here.
Yes.
Looks over to Alyssa.
I assume you're a high elf as well.
Of course.
And you see him kind of like a bow, and he says something in Elvish to Alyssa, which I'm going to be typing. It sounds basically like a greeting. So very, very formally, he speaks Elvish at you as he bows.
Oh, I was so fucking confused for a minute. Does everyone else see that? The
No.
like text in no, not that,
No.
not the Elvish. The text in the above what you just sent.
Zinch
only
made me
see
do
this-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Larry was explaining the laws of why he needs to know about the Chaos Lords.
I was so fucking confused. I thought he said that to me. I was
Zinch
like,
made me do it.
How do I reply to this?
As he looks back up to all of you, just... I hope that your travels fare well. I'm assuming you're going to visit the doctor who hung himself.
Investigating the current predicament of the town. I will find myself over. We will find ourselves over at the town hall shortly.
Understood.
Okay.
See. Please do keep the nobles there if you can. I have questions for them.
Oh, I shall. I'll just make sure to hold them and make sure that all of you are given an audience, especially you. And he bows again to Alyssa.
I can't reply in the same language in text.
Slash W space GM.
Okay.
Message me. So, ignore the period. Like that. Oh, Alyssa's trifling back into Elvish.
I'll wait.
As soon as she says those words in Elvish, she shakes her head.
Could someone
bit.
step away for a few minutes real quick? I'll
That's
be
fine.
back.
He kind of like bows to you and goes, "Very well. I hope that you also have a very nice time here. Thank you for allowing me to speak our tongue. It's been some time.
It's been a
Right.
while since I've heard it myself. Hmm.
You see him walking further down the road.
Interesting. But anyways, let us check on this doctor's office and be off.
Whatever's best. She sighs. But, yeah.
As you enter inside of um, uh, the doctor's establishment, you look around and you notice that it's starting to accumulate dust. And I need everybody roll me perception check plus 20.
Fail.
Richard's like, this dust is collecting dust. So Alyssa, you spot a journal. Aubrey,
Wow.
you spot what looks to be medical records. Richard, you notice dust.
Yeah, Aubrey kind of looks over the medical records, just trying to see any
You,
weird
you,
pattern.
you see different names. This is like goes back to a year, and like for the last maybe 8 months it was normal. Then after that, complaints about nightmares, migraines, his trying to fix it, and getting to the point where it's like, night
I can't fix
terrors,
it.
shaking, suicides, depression, stuff like that. Like it's just getting, it just basically ramps up and up and up as time has gone on.
Aubrey
Uh,
kind of looks when before the actual event started. See any new patients being
Uh,
added in?
there is a
Like even for just like a physical or whatever, general health.
that is the newest name. I forgot to add an N. Let me fix that real quick.
That's the fakest last name I've ever seen.
Haha, joke's on you. That's an actual last name, and I'm the descendant of that royal family that was from York.
Blankenschnapp.
Blankenshop,
Blankenschlaub.
which became
Fuck.
Blankenship.
Why don't you have a normal fucking name?
Because I'm English and Scottish and Norwegian.
Fucking
You're
English.
everything. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Squishy? You were saying that you were gonna.
Ellis is gonna go check the journal.
Alright,
Yeah.
looking through the journal, you find basically writings of saying, I've been trying this for some time. My expertise is limited here due to that of the mind is still very unknown to me when it comes to medical procedures. And then you see like further, again I had the nightmare, the child I could not save, and then like the writing is more and more frantic and more deranged. The very last entry, I saw him standing above the room. Floating above me, wings of blue outstretched, a beak speaking my name, letting me know that the change of my own life, being released from this world, would answer what the issue lies within here. I will have to sacrifice myself to Zinch in order to end this accursed thing. If this is the last entry that I must make, I did this to try to save the town.
To read that last part and think, doesn't seem that it worked at all.
Yeah. Aubrey kind
Sacrif-
of looks over.
sacrifice was in vain.
What? What did you
The
find?
the doctor, he killed himself thinking it would stop the nightmares, stop Zinch. Did neither.
A fool.
Dude,
But I found the start of all this and these medical records.
Mm.
I believe I might want to check on who these newer patients were right before all this happened. there is a Walter, that last name. Insert here last name.
Blankenshop.
Insert impossible to pronounce last name
Blankenshop.
unless you practice saying it for like 8 fucking centuries or whatever.
Blankenshop.
Shut up, Larry.
Fucking German.
I'm not German.
I don't
9.
speak.
I
don't
speak
speak
German
German.
neither.
Nine Deutsch Zimmermann.
Yep.
Penis.
Mein Deutsch ist scheiße. That's all I
Meines
can say.
Deutsch ist der Scheiße.
Same shit.
Anyway. Insert last name here.
I think this is a person I want to investigate. Hopefully they haven't hung themselves yet.
Hopefully.
My question is if we look at a map of the town, is there any way of figuring out an epicenter of all the different occurrences?
Not really. It's just random, kind of here, there, and everywhere.
Okay.
Is Richard mentioning that?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, I was looking into that through these medical files, but it seems to be all sporadic throughout the town. I believe it's the whole town is affected, not just the central area. As annoying as that is, that's why I believe this is our prime suspect, for me at least.
Let's go and see what. If he does happen to be a flaming ember that started the fire.
Not. I'd rather deal with this quickly. Keep an eye out for blue feathers, of course. You know the drill.
Indeed, indeed.
So you're heading to the town hall.
No, actually, Aubrey's going to look up Mr. Walter Blankenshop, whatever.
Blankenshop. As you do, you notice that he's actually living in this side of the town, the very shitty rundown area.
A poor man.
It says
Well,
it
yeah.
says his job is a minor, and he is only in his 30s.
Yeah, Aubrey's like, doesn't hurt to at least check. He is the last patient in here before everything's happened, so. I'm going, and she puts the medical records and looks over to Alyssa. If you want, we could take the journal with us. I believe he doesn't need it anymore.
Might be nice to refer to it, I guess. To pick up the journal and stow it away.
And then Alyssa puts away the medical records for now. Well, before whoever the new doctor would be comes.
All right.
If they even have one coming.
It doesn't seem like they're doing that right now because of everything going on.
Yeah. And then she looks over to Richard. One more detour. He lives very close by.
Quite fine.
And then heads over to Mr. Walter's house.
You head over, and you know, it's this little, like one of those like really tall buildings, like it's like 3 stories, so it's like part of a townhouse almost, kind of. They knock on the door, you hear, "Ah!" And you just kind of see the door open up, and you see this man. He's balding up top, like about hairline about back to the middle of his upper top of his head, a beard, clothing covered in sweat. And it kind of opens the door. Eh?
Hello, Mr. Blankenshop.
Oh, are you
Right.
Fraser, mate? You tell me for the what's going on right here?
I have suspicions that led me to having to investigate your home, Mr. Walter.
Oh, you can investigate all right. Just got to find a bunch of pie and some dust and stuff like that.
A little more than just dust. These strange happenings happened after you arrived at the town and made yourself known to the doctor.
Oh, I'm aware. I got most of my teeth knocked out, and if they started coming to eat this, mate, he's taking a hammer to my teeth.
Right. Anyways, she looks over to Dietrich and... Can you keep an eye on him while I'm me and the others investigate the house, unless you want to follow us in.
Oh, you
Perhaps.
immediately to leave the house. I'd step out for you. When you want to start hitting the phone.
You can stay in the front. I
Oh,
just want someone watching you. Therefore, if you try to escape, he can chop off your leg. You know the
oh,
drill.
yeah, I get you trying to do your shy. So I try to do my shy with my get. And he walks like back inside the house, leaving the door open, is to pick up like a meat pie and to start eating it with like his like maybe 12 teeth left after he's meant to take a hammer to his teeth.
Mm. Aubrey just like mutters under her voice like madness.
Um,
Uh,
Hmm?
we'll just, I guess, pull on Aubrey's shoulder and be like, do you think the town will miss him? He seems a bit, odd.
Well, given that he lives in the poorer side of town, I don't believe they will. But I'm not here to kill someone that isn't a Zinch follower. But that is to be decided, of course.
She'll nod and pull away.
So what's like the layout of the house?
So it is a first floor and a second floor. First floor maybe 4 rooms. Second floor maybe 4 rooms.
Is there any rooms maybe like leading to a basement?
There is no basement.
Okay.
Welcome back. They discovered a name instead of a medical journal. They're investigating his house right now, and the doctor went mad and hung himself and said he literally saw Zinch in his last nightmare and told him he had to kill himself in order to end the curse on the town.
oh,
And
that
then
didn't work.
Aubrey pretty much instructed Dietrich to watch the guy that we are suspecting might have been like the last person that.
That wasn't spec.
'Cause-
It's in paper. It's in writing. That was the last one he saw
It-
before this stuff happened.
Yeah, last person to be like signed up to like the doctor's medical like logs before everything happened. So we're investigating his house and telling Aubrey told Dietrich to keep an eye on it. If he tries to run away, just drop a leg off or something. Simple wish.
Bullish.
Boyish.
So as he watches you, Dietrich, he holds up this really shitty made meat pie and goes, "I heard some." Oh, all right, just dives his hand back in and starts eating it. For those of you investigating an area, let me know first floor, second floor, and I will tell you what your modifiers are to roll.
Question before we go any
Yes.
further, because my mic kept cutting in and out. You said that if this guy tries anything funny or tries to run, cut his legs off.
Or whatever, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
She left it in your judgment to either
Kill, maim,
kill
or
him
dismember.
or
Got it.
make him not able to run anymore.
Ah!
One of the
Yes.
two.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's typical witch hunter fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of
Interrogating.
sitting on like a barrel or a crate or something with his like greatsword just like across his like the tips like on the ground.
The
and
dude
just
has
kinda
a
holding-
chair.
Oh, is he sitting on the chair?
Yeah, we're inside his house.
I mean, you can sit in the chair. He's standing up, just eating a meat pie with his hands. He has like 8 teeth. The rest of them got
12
knocked out with a
teeth.
hanger. 12 teeth. The rest of them got knocked out with a hammer.
Probably self-inflicted.
He said the town did it to him whenever the whole nightmare started because they thought it was him.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't understand any of that. I just kind of
it's
like,
meant to
You
be
just
Right.
assumed.
like pish push
Right.
kind of thing.
yeah, Aubrey was just like, mm-hmm.
He said words that
Yes.
didn't make any sense.
All right. I understood some words. Anyways, I'm checking first floor for sure.
All right, first floor. So go ahead and put first floor on in the chat. Need to know.
I mean, we're
what-
gonna go both, but just first
Okay.
floor for now.
I'll check the second floor
All right.
with Richard, apparently.
So Aubrey, you're gonna be rolling a perception check plus 40.
Goddamn.
Can I like just fucking re-roll that,
Yeah,
man?
you can use one of your
No
fate points.
way.
Ain't
Yeah.
no fucking way.
Well, you don't have to do that. You could just instantly pass it.
But I could save that for like another time where we actually have it. Things.
That's true.
Well, technically, if I use a fate point, then it automatically succeeds, I think,
Mhm.
because we're not in combat. So
Yep.
I'll use a fate point for this one, not the
Alright.
automatic whatever I need it to be.
You look around and you notice there's a bunch of just random stuff. Everything's kind of unorganized in here. You also find a little bird nest with white eggs with kind of blue dots all around them.
Still looks back to the man. Did you have a bird, sir?
Oh yeah, it's my Robin. He liked to come in out the window.
What color was it?
Oh, it's a blue bird. It's a Robin.
Hmm. 1 second.
Sus.
Owning a bird. The bird is blue. Clearly a Zintor spur. Doesn't even need
I'm
to be
going
blue.
to roll a thing to identify
ahead.
if robins are blue.
Okay.
On a character I know there aren't.
Right.
What do I roll?
Roll me a. Let me go to your sheet to look. Roll me a.
Why am I so good at charming animals? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Clearly animals don't think you're scary.
I'm gonna have you roll me a intuition.
Ah, of course, you picked my lowest. Okay.
Plus 20.
You didn't say the plus 20, but
I know.
don't matter.
You know that almost every robin is a blue. There is one type of robin that has a blue back and a red chest.
Is it?
Are they native to this area, though?
Yes.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Wouldn't you question the man who also knows wildlife? I think it's a type. It's a.
I don't fucking know.
Well, guess
Okay,
what,
I'm trying to
bitch?
remember what the name of what it is.
This
It's a
isn't real life.
Country robin. It's like the name of a country robin. I think it's like Mongolian robin or something like that. They actually live here too. I had
We don't,
Siberian
we don't
blue
live
robin.
in Mongolia, so therefore it's not canon.
invasive species.
This is
It is the Siberian blue robin.
Siberian. Thank you.
this is also Warhammer.
Fuck it. Every bird is blue. Squishy. Fuck you.
Crows are blue. People
Crows
don't
are
wanna
blue.
admit it.
Raven color is a very dark blue.
I love ravens.
Same.
They're big, just big ass crows.
But other than that, Aubrey, that's all you found.
She kind of narrows her eyes at him. Just kind of. What happened to it? Townspeople kill it.
Yeah, they killed it. I saw it was a worship of something I never heard before, and they just smashed his head. And crap, it's young there trying to keep him alive, but I think they're probably dead. It's been about 8 months, how much? Yeah.
Supposed to keep them warm.
I tried. I even would take him by the fire, but they never hatched.
That's unfortunate, I guess.
He was my only friend here.
I'll try to clear a name, Mr. Walter.
Alright. Those of you on the second floor, roll me a perception check plus 20.
Oh, adding to it would be like, and make sure you're not lying to me, Mr. Walter. You know who I am, right?
Yeah, I know. You're one of them witch hunters.
Correct. I don't take lies lightly.
Oh, I don't lie, don't I? Richard and Alyssa, both of you going upstairs and rolling astounding and impressive successes. You look around, and time to disappoint, you find nothing other than like a bed, some like rock from the mine, a pickaxe, There's
Lynn.
Fuck.
really nothing here incriminating.
There's clearly something here.
Wait. There's rock from the mine here.
Like dust
He's
and
a miner.
pebbles and shit.
He's a miner.
Well, here's the thing. It is silver mines. He wouldn't even be allowed to leave with the dust on his boots.
I don't think that's true.
It.
It
They
is
want to
now.
recover as much silver as they can.
It is now, but back then silver is much more plentiful. Also, especially in Warhammer, silver is one of the most plentiful ores in Warhammer lore.
Yeah. So it's fine for him to leave with
Yeah.
dirt,
Well, we're
And a
stealing
rock.
his rock.
or
It's-
at least
it's
check the rock
pebbles and
and
they're ju-
inspect it.
If you inspect the rock, go ahead. It's just a rock.
It could
rock.
be silver.
It's dangerous.
During this whole thing, he'll look at you, Dietrich. Sorry, I've got more meat pies. You want? Tell me you want some more? Mate, alright. You want some meat pies?
Dietrich,
What?
You want some meat pies?
No.
You went kind of cold there for a second. You shut, mate.
God fucking.
Is Zeech playing a dark game with you right now?
probably.
Zentoya's getting upsetty spaghetti at his headset.
Mhm. Hmm.
So, do you guys want to keep checking the house, or do you think he's innocent?
Sorry.
Robbery
say that
has.
again?
Yeah, he offered you meat pies, and you said no, so that was pretty much all the transaction he was going to offer, is just giving you a meat pie.
We didn't find anything upstairs.
Yeah. I am starting to assume so. She kind of goes over to sit next to the, or like kind of across from him. Mr. Walter,
Eh,
could I ask you some questions?
alright.
All right. I think one of my questions would be: have you seen anything strange other than the madness coming from the dreams and all that?
Not
Any-
really.
Shady people meeting up at night, anything like that?
No, I think of. I mean, I was always like I'm outside doing, you know, because a lot of people here think I'm the one that caused all this, because I moved out in right when it all started, but no, not that I know of.
Is there anybody else that moved in around the same time you did?
No, it's just been me for the last year.
Was there any sort of wizards in the town?
Not I'm aware of, but exactly don't exactly see all the magic types over here. I'm just going inside the mine and back over here.
Just doing honest work, I assume.
Oh, Yes.
She'll kind of roll and just to see if he's lying or not. She
Yeah, go
she pretty much knows he's not really. Seems pretty genuine so far.
Yeah.
What I roll?
roll an intuition, plus 20.
Oh, I just assume she believes him.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Richard, I don't seem to have found any evidence attaching you to this situation. I'm
Well,
sorry
well-
that townsfolk treated you so poorly, but you
I'm
must
sure I've-
understand. It's like you must understand. The suspicions are high due
No,
to your impromptu timing.
Oh, I saw it.
Once I find the true culprit, I'll clear your name. Hopefully, the townspeople will treat you better.
I also want to know, friend, if you can find me something to keep in the house to keep me company, I'll appreciate it.
I'll see if I can find the bird, I suppose.
Alright, thank you. A meat pie? And just kind of holds up a meat pie to all of you, just kind of like gesturing if anybody wants to take the meat pie.
She kind of looks at like the quality of at least the insides.
It looks like it's made out of rats.
Ari's like, yeah, I had a large breakfast. I'll be fine for
I'm
today.
good.
Well,
Nothing.
well, I'll let you keep eating it then. You have a nice day, alright? Good luck and play Sigmar.
Sigmar be with you.
You walk out.
And then she walks out.
Yep.
Well, she kind of takes out the medical record, kind of puts a little dash next to it. Well, he wasn't it. And everyone else in the town had the same idea, huh?
Seems so.
I understand that people can get a little feisty, but this is what happens when the witch hunters aren't here.
Well, they're here now.
I am here
So
now.
this should be. Might be interesting to see how it all shakes out.
I think it could be a good idea to go to this courtroom, to this town hall, since we have an audience with nobles. I have a gnawing thought that maybe one of the nobles is the one causing this, not one of the poors here.
Well, from my knowledge, I would bet it's probably some academic fellow. If we're dealing with Zinch here.
Indeed. And adding to the fact that there's been she looks back to the medical records, and that's when she notices like all the child like deformities and all that,
Yeah.
right?
Hold on 1 minute. And Richard goes back inside Walter's house and goes, "Have they begun any like new type of oil processing at the mines?"
No, everything's the exact same. Work.
Ready to work.
Ready to work.
done.
Work done.
Job done.
Job done.
I can't do that.
Sorry, my lord.
Anyways. We require more farms. Anyway.
Require more
Low
visitors.
taxes, Messiah.
Wrong game. Anyways, Aubrey's like, given all these children being born like this is either some sort of chaos shrine or it could be a wizard of unsanctioned, which would be lovely for me to take down one of these witches.
Cock's pistol with hostile intent.
Be quite in the
I
cup.
was just wondering if maybe they had decided to use magic in processing of the oils.
A metal wizard all the way out here? Unlikely. Right?
That's right.
They're not that common, right?
No, they're not. No, they are very uncommon.
And they're more like for like high-end armies.
Yeah.
Yes. A metal wizard would be sanctioned and in the front line somewhere. I know that much.
No, if you hear Master of Metal, you know you're fucked.
The metal wolves come out of nowhere, eat your ass, and then blow up.
It could. Yeah, I guess we've already ruled out, or perhaps made note of a witch's involvement, possibly.
Yes, I smell a witch. I'll say that much.
Would a witch's involvement be causing these nightmares?
Well, definitely got the ire or the interest of Zing, so whatever they're doing is nothing good. Hence why the town is not suffering for it.
Also, if they're not properly trained, their magic goes constantly awry.
Precisely. It is why I exist, to take care of that problem. Either you become sanctioned or you die. It's as simple as that.
So where?
Right, it is sanctioned, right? I'm not saying no.
I think it's licensed.
It's licensed.
License. Okay, so a licensed wizard taught in the. It is a school, right? Yeah.
The
Yes.
colleges of magic,
College.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they like. I might be wrong. I might be thinking Dragon Age. Actually, never mind.
What?
The whole like keeping some blood. I'm thinking
That is
Dragon Age. Yeah.
yeah.
That is Dragon Age. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you have to go to college to be trained to know how to use your magic or be killed.
And unlike in Skyrim, you don't just walk in, cast a spell, and they go, "You're a prodigy, son."
Worse in Morrowind.
Yeah.
And no, it's worse in
Oblivion.
actually.
Yeah.
You just help them, and they assume you're a wizard.
You're a golden god. All
Anyways,
So. What's
Town
it
Hall.
now? Town Hall. You make your way, and passing by, you see the 15 gold reward for ending the accursed nightmare. There's a person sitting outside of it, just kind of like playing a violin, just looking at all you. Hello! Welcome to the Town Hall. I'm assuming you're here to meet with the royals.
Royals, nobles, whatever they like.
Ah, yes.
I'm not one to really be talking to them. That's why I have him for
Oh,
next to Richard.
you must be a lawyer.
Indeed, I am.
If you could call him that.
Well, I would call him a lawyer. I would call you a soldier of the Empire, probably a great swordsman. I will see you have an elf, which I believe anybody with eyeballs can see, and without a doubt, a witch hunter.
Indeed. Perceptive.
That is my job.
Do you finishing up a meeting, or are we allowed to go inside? or
Go
no?
inside and enjoy the company of a bunch of jackasses.
Oh, I won't.
They're expecting all of you.
I know. I asked for their audience. She kind of looks over to them. And who might you be? Just occupation,
My
all
name
that.
is Minnie, the town crier, the fiddler, the man who pokes at signs with my violin stick. However, my actual name is Grim.
Simply Grim.
Simply Grim.
Right.
I had no
Interesting.
mother or father. I was an orphan. I
Ah.
found my way in life.
It's good to see that Sigmar blessed you with a second chance.
Well, he did. I saw my time in war. I've seen my time here.
Then I have a question for you, for I have a suspicion. Have you seen
Yes.
any strange things other than the nightmares, people hanging themselves, etc.?
Well,
I have this suspicion that we might have a witch in our midst.
personally, from my personal experience, I would not say a witch. I would more so say someone praying to something accursed. These rich men in here will do anything to line their pockets with more and more money. So I see no
Yes.
ill befit of them not to praise Slanesh or Zinch. Whatever would make them more coin.
Zinj probably is going to sate that the thirst for knowledge, at least,
And do
of
not
how to quote unquote appease this affliction
Don't forget
for
about he
benefit.
who lusts too. Coin is a greed, and that is inside of his realm as well. Zinch can change things, much as if those who believe Balthazar Gelt worship Zinch, but he does not. I know
Never
I've
seen
served
the
under
man's
him.
face. I
No
don't
one has.
trust him.
No one ever seen his face. However, I have seen his magic, and that's something I'm glad I was on the side for. Glad I fought in his, not in the enemies, because I
Yes.
watched men turn to literal gold.
Magic is horrible. I will say.
Indeed, that it is. Great swordsman, question for you.
Dietrich.
Santoyo,
Sorry.
stop
Yeah,
zoning out, you fuck.
I know. I've had a lot going on today. What was said?
I have a question for you, great swordsman.
What is it?
If someone's able to block your guard, and grab your sword. Do you know what you should do?
Stab him with the other one.
Have a knife on you. Now grab your sword and right up the throat. Right between right here and right here. Stab that knife in. They'll let go of that sword real quick and they won't be standing for long.
Yes, I'm aware.
Elf.
Yes.
One of the lords entering inside has a special gift for you he wanted me to relay.
He does he?
Aye. He reaches over, reaches inside of his case, and pulls out a black rose.
What's with all these gifts?
I'm not too sure what that means, but he told me to give it to you, and you'd understand.
I'm a bit surprised that he's one of the lords here.
Why's that?
I don't know.
Not many elves take residence in us humans' lands. I know that much.
No, but
Fresh-
he's the ambassador for the High Elves.
An ambassador all the way down here in Waldenhof.
Aye, we supply all the silver to the High Elves, and he took up the job. Well, he never heads over there, he always sends someone else.
Curious.
Interesting lad.
For you,
Shall I?
lawyer. Sorry, go ahead.
She'd just still take the rose.
Okay. For you, lawyer. Try not to suck the dicks too hard. They're all greedy, they want what you know. You gotta make sure you use the law on your side, not theirs.
Of course. Usually they just want to continue to keep their lifestyle.
And for you, Witch Hunter. Although I'm sure you're gonna wanna shoot every single person in there. Remember, we do need the higher rulings in order for the lower rulings to do their jobs.
Oh, of course. I know my place in these things. I am not a mass murderer or anything. Or else there'd be a lot more dead people in Altdorf.
Ah. In Altdorf. An
Yes.
interesting history, I can imagine. Anyways, you lot go have fun. I'll be out here playing my violin.
Kind of looks at the condition of the violin.
It's in a actually very good condition.
Beautiful instrument, by the way.
Thank you. I sold
Okay.
my hand cannon and got it.
Giving up the life of violence, sort of.
Oh yeah, I was a hand
in a
gunner
way.
in the Empire. Figured I could play music better than I could ever shoot, so...
No, probably want to sit down and listen when all this is over.
I hope you do. I do take, and he kind of like rattles a metal cup. You hear the sounds of a few brass pennies roll around. I do take donations if you come back. Well, I won't accept it till you hear a song.
Of course. Well, the nobles are waiting. Might as well not keep them here for too long, or else they'll burn down the place to be free and make money.
Tax fraud!
It's so much easier back in whatever the
Actually, so
fuck.
much-
Oh, and my
Actually,
house
it's a bit
burned
easy.
down. So you're currently holding a torch. Yeah, but it wasn't me.
I'll need to see the dog.
Now, you see,
It was
so
the
it's 2 p.m.
I got bad eyesight.
I hold it real close to be able to see.
When I'm outside in the day, it's like nighttime for me.
Yeah, it's a curse, really. As all
I
of you,
blame hell for it.
as all of you head into the great town hall, it's made of stone. This is the nicest looking building here, obviously. As you walk inside, the first thing you hear is just a man going, "No, I will not stay here waiting for some fucking witch hunter to show up and tell me how to do my job," is returning inside, and they're not even within eyesight. You can hear this kind of echoing along the walls.
And then,
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, Aubrey says, "Wow, I have a fan club. Are you ready to defend me, Richard?
Let's do
Get that
this.
law book nice and ready."
Go strolling right on in.
So on, and the guy
So
kind
no,
of
no, as she's walking in, like the nobles in like just there arguing, you just start hearing the little clacks of the boot, click, click, click. So I am expected, and with a not a very happy crowd, but such is my job. She says with like a smirk.
He looks over at you and this like looks back. So it begins, I guess.
Yes, it does. I have questions, and I have someone that can relay it better than I.
Another person kind of like sitting on the edge of a chair just kind of looks over to you. And we also have questions. Do you think that just because of your stature inside of a witch hunting group gives you complete rule?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
When
that's gonna be real
chaos is
interesting.
involved.
Oh, chaos involved. These are just insane people out there.
Right, right.
We've seen more than just insanity.
Maybe you're all insane too. You don't know. We don't know either. That's why I'm trying to get to the bottom of it and not just immediately assume, oh, it's heresy, it's corruption, it's evil. There's a guy kind of sitting back. He has a very large, poofy, like mustache. Just goes, I personally believe what's causing this is the fact that all of you refuse to look at the evidence. I believe we need to hear the
Why?
witch hunter out.
Aubrey's like, finally, a man speaking some sense. There's plenty of evidence of chaos involvement.
Oh,
Everybody else knows it. You're just refusing to see it.
What are you saying, Santo?
nothing.
Okay.
I think it was,
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
unless Larry died.
Larry's alive. I see him right there.
Were you saying something, Larry?
No, I wasn't saying
Okay.
anything.
Oh, I'm fucking tripping. I don't know. She kind of takes, kind of looks to Richard and whoever wants to join. Just like, kind of nods over towards like the podium and walks over. Just
Richard will walk with you.
but she takes the podium. She's like, well, since we all have our own opinions about the actual issue, so she kind of like raises her hand, kind of shrugs. Let me hear it. What exactly has you thinking this isn't chaos or just insanity? And why did it only happen just recently out of nowhere?
The guy seemed very apprehensive to you being here. Well, you see, the poor people get in their minds that there's something going on that causes hysteria. Where everybody's like, oh yeah, this has to be going on. It can't be from breathing in toxic fumes from a mine. And then everybody starts thinking they're insane.
For
you
that,
having
I have
nightmares?
another.
It's Dietrich asking this guy that just talks. He's like, are you having nightmares when you go to sleep?
No, because I don't go to the mine. None of us are.
How
I'm
curious.
going to.
That's all she says.
I would like to roll to see if I believe him or not.
Go ahead. Roll a intuition plus 20.
Dietrich is also going to roll an intuition.
Go ahead, plus 20.
Aubrey's letting everyone else do their thing.
Dietrich and Richard, do you believe everything he has said he believes is the truth?
So essentially, it's not true, in a sense.
In a
He-
sense, he believes everything he is saying is true.
And then she looks over to another nobleman. Are you having nightmares?
Alright, so let me give it a brief description. There is a guy in a basically chest plate. He's the really gruff sounding guy who you just talked to. You have a guy with the mustache who seems to be the older, kind of like you would probably guess the person who runs the town. You have the guy who is who's kind of like sitting on the edge of the chair, just like watching all of you who talked earlier. You have the elf who greeted you earlier sitting here, and you have a man with like a very formal looking hat and as basically like a Captain Price facial hair.
Handlebar.
Mm-hmm.
She'll point towards the older man that talked some sense and agreed to hear me out at least.
From what I've witnessed, I have not had nightmares. Now, of course, nightmares do come and go, but it's not as if the people out in the town are saying. I've had a nightmare here or there, but that's been my entire life.
Like most of us, yes.
Indeed.
And she'll point towards the guy with the fancy hat. How about you, sir?
Me? No. I've had one or two, but that's it. Not too much.
Looks over towards the elf. And you?
No, I cannot say that I have had any nightmares.
Right. It's very strange that only the poor sector is affected by this.
And
I will admit.
the one you didn't ask us. Yeah, it is strange. It's almost like they're all nuts because they're poor and they don't know how to live their lives.
But not all of them work in the mine.
It's as I said, it's hysteria.
Hmm.
But why would that cause their children to be born different? If it's just a history.
And why would that cause us, as newcomers, to have nightmares?
I don't know. Maybe you breathed in toxic fumes on the way here.
We're out in fresh air.
Baby stuff, and that happens. It's happened since I was a kid. It's random.
But random to happen with after, like, how many months was it? Like
8.
the last 8 months have rapid increase in this? I don't believe so.
The guy.
Now, my next question
Go ahead.
is, do any of you know magic?
They was kind of look to each other and look back. No.
Have you employed anybody that knows magic?
I'm gonna roll an intuition to see if I can tell.
I
them
am too,
why.
Go
actually.
ahead. Plus 20.
Fuck. I have a stroke.
You have a stroke and you die. Please make a new character.
Oh.
Aubrey, you feel as if all of them are again telling the truth. They are telling their truths. The guy kind of sitting on the edge of the chair goes, none of us would need to employ magic, but the fact that we all have a disdain for people who are not pure.
Wait, what do you mean? What was that last part?
Especially, we have disdain, especially people who are not pure.
Pure?
Pure, P-U-R-E.
People who can't do magic.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
pure.
Oh. I was muted.
Oh no. What did you
Oh,
say,
no.
Squishy?
Well, it didn't matter now. I was actually looking at my talents. So I could have sworn I had something that was like kind of related to magic, but I was wrong.
Okay.
She kind of keeps taking in the information. It's like, pure, you say.
Meh.
Never had a love for mages, but wouldn't call them unpure in a sense.
You see the guy, he's been the most rational. That the big mustache kind of go. In their defense, have you not noticed that those who use magic slowly begin transforming into the magic they cast?
I do.
That is what scares us. That's why we consider them not pure.
Fair enough. Well, I'm thinking now. Let's let her get out of character. If anybody wants to ask questions, feel free, because I'm thinking.
there been anybody who's come in saying that they can process your ores faster or bring a bigger yield?
1 second. The elf will speak Elvish, kind of like in a lower, like, hushed tone towards Alyssa.
Like, how close is he sitting?
About 20 feet, so it's like, it's all audible for everybody, but it's kind of like that, where you talk like this, like, where people can still hear you, but you're saying it kind of hushed tone, especially you're speaking a foreign language that most people don't know. We've not contracted anybody to come process our ores faster. We do it the same way we always have. The one that just spoke, Squishy.
As in just now?
Yes.
Okay.
Does Alyssa portray that, or no?
Oh, I'm replying right now.
Oh, okay.
In Elvish.
An Elvish.
Got it. Aubrey's like, have any of you tried to rest in these poorer areas to maybe test the theory if it's
There.
fumes?
Now
Aye.
you hear Alyssa reply in Elvish.
I tested it. I stayed at Sigmar's Inn. You know what happened to
Right.
me? I got shitty
What?
sleep for shitty beds.
That's pretty nice beds. All things considered.
Eh. Just kind of like throws an arm at you, just kind of like, no, not to him, they're not. And then he speaks back. The elf speaks back in Elvish to Alyssa.
Alyssa will nod and pull on Aubrey.
Aubrey will kind of look back, with, like one eye.
That one on the edge of his seat. He hasn't answered any direct questions. Did that come through? Okay.
Yeah. Aubrey nods. And is like, you points to the one edging their seat. Why
Yeah.
haven't you talked?
I've been talking this entire time.
Have you had any nightmares?
Can't say that I've had any recently.
I roll the intuitions.
Yep, plus 20. This will be plus 20 throughout this entire time.
Yeah, I know.
You can tell he is telling the truth. He is not lying. He has not had a nightmare. In
Man,
his
I love getting these
world.
good bones and getting nothing out of it. Woo! Well, I'm like, don't know what the fuck to ask right now.
Has there been any new advisors coming on?
We haven't hired anybody to advise us. We advise ourselves. That's why we have meetings. Have you ever had a meeting before? That's what we do here.
Well, in these meetings, you usually will either bring in people who know more about a subject than you yourselves do on occasion, and I was just wondering if you had anybody new come in.
No, mine's the one we busted the teeth out of. That was fun.
While they're having this interchange, Dietrich kind of leans into Aubrey and goes, "Do you want me to start hitting people?"
No, the nobleman will start crying and then call us brutes to whisper back. It's a
Has
delicate
anyone-
matter.
Has anyone new or unusual other than ourselves entered town lately?
Oh, that blanket shop fellow that we just mentioned beating his teeth out with a hammer.
Well, we investigated his house, saw that you killed this bird, found no evidence of any corruption in there.
No, that's a shame. I guess he was innocent after all.
Yeah. Perhaps do a better investigation next time.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should go back there and investigate better.
No.
We looked around as though as we possibly could. There is nothing there.
Perhaps your own judgments aren't as great as you think.
My judgments are great.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
You may be being
You see-
manipulated right now.
You seem quite confident in yourself.
Eh?
Quite confident. Quite confident in your convictions or whatever.
Then,
Ah.
as my decree as a witch hunter, I would like to search your home, Mister. Looks to the guy edging on his seat.
Edging.
Can I roll a perception to see if I notice anything off about any of them?
Sure, plus 20. They just all look like rich, pompous assholes.
Oh. Fuck me, I guess.
All of them look like they have something to hide, but the important question is which one has the worst important thing to hide that you were looking for is hard to discern from them all being inside here. And he goes, "That's fine. Stop by. I'll make tea for you. How about that?" And then the guy with the mustache looks, "I believe it's best if we have a recess, then come back."
Wait.
I think it's best if they all stay here. If we can keep an eye on them.
It didn't reply to what G-Rock said.
What did I say? I forgot.
You were asking to search one of their houses.
Oh yeah, he said
that was
it
fine.
was-
He'll make us. You make.
Oh,
tea.
never mind. I missed it myself. I'm a failure.
Then, yeah, so let's have this recess. I'll say 30 minutes to an hour while I search this man's house.
30 minutes.
That would-
None of you
I
are
have
allowed
one
to
more
leave the keep
question.
minus the witch hunter. Yes.
How often do you hire the man that plays music?
He's been here since 6-7 years ago. Here's our town crier.
And a lot of other things.
Aye.
But I don't believe he's a suspect, but not a primary one, at least. I don't particularly trust anyone, as it is part of my job.
Very well. You lot may leave. All lords, you will stay inside the keep. You will not
Well,
leave.
make sure to... Oh, sorry.
Within 30 minutes, we'll reconvene here at the table.
Yes. Seems fair. She looks towards the one that allowed the search of his house. See his how he's looking.
Just smiling at you and just kind of holding a key in his hand.
Takes the key.
For you not
Thank
to break down my door.
Oh, you ruined my fun for the day.
Make sure you take
Oh,
off your
well.
boots. I don't want to get the stink inside of it.
I'll make sure not to, sir.
Alright.
She smiles back. I don't have to pay for it. Ta-ta.
Oh, don't worry. The courts will hear about this.
To hell with the courts. She
Oh,
says
that's
as she's
she-
walking.
Screaming, I am above the guards!
Should one of us stay behind and keep an eye on all of them?
I kind of wanted to pull the elf guy aside
Okay.
for reasons.
You pull him aside.
You seem to notice something wrong with that man. Do you know anything more about him?
What I know is he owns, well, one of the silver mines, the one that is one of the most influential here, and I've asked him numerous questions, very direct. And every single time I ask him a direct question, he manages to find a way to slip out of it.
Hmm.
He's also running for mayor.
What kind of questions have you asked him?
Do you have any idea what's going on with the nightmares? Noise immediately jumped to, oh, the peasants are unruly and inferior. I've asked him, why does he not wish to explain further with thoughts of chaos? He says chaos does not rule here. He never answers a direct question when it comes to me inquiring about anything that would not be particularly favorable here.
I see. Well, perhaps. Do you happen to know of his schedule? I wish to follow him around.
He goes to the silver mines. He sits inside of a big house outside of it, and he weighs the silver day in, day out, minus when he's home.
And tis better.
Sorry.
Oop.
I just find it funny that he's already done the sketch, found out the schedule.
As good a lead as any. Thank you.
Remember what I asked. If you find a way, let me know.
I will.
Thank
I'll
you.
be first to tell you.
Stay safe.
Smiles and nods and walks away.
Farewell, sister.
Farewell.
Harper kind of looks back. It's like, are we off?
Well, I believe so.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Cooch, did you say they couldn't leave the court, or
The
was
royals.
it only the witch hunter?
Only the nobles.
The royals, all the nobles couldn't leave.
Okay,
We could.
so we're good.
Also,
Cool,
fun
cool.
fact: inside of the empire, everybody is a free man. There is no peasantry. Well, at least people are referring to the people as peasantry, minus the mayor.
Yeah.
He's Bretonian!
Blaze on.
Clearly.
Peasant.
Clearly.
For the lady of the lake.
That's even worse than figuring out he's a Zinch cultist.
Alright, so once we leave the court, at the doors, like, looks over towards the guard there, I'm assuming,
Yes.
which is the town crier, everything.
Yes. He's still playing
Wow.
his violin.
Bunch of bastards, aren't they, huh?
Oh, indeed
Yeah.
they are. And mostly whenever I have to deal with them, I want to punch them in the face, especially that big armored git.
I love their excuse of noxious gases making people go insane.
You believe they call me a peasant?
I will say.
Yes.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
It's very strange. Only knew that Bretonians called their lessers peasants.
Eh. That's how that works.
I would
Very
say
strange indeed.
the elf was quite forthcoming, at the very least. He shrugs.
No. I have nothing against him. He was at least blunt and honest. All the others had something to hide.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to find a blue feather in his
And
home.
with that, we are calling session. Thank you everybody for watching. Bye.